There was a professor teaching Epstein how to get babies to suck harder, and that if you keep them dehydrated and hungry, their suction is harder. And those babies were being given to these men, and the men were orally raping them.
This is proven.
This is written in the emails.
In the files.
Yeah.
Who's this professor?
Oh, I don't.
Wait, okay.
You can Google it in a second.
So a professor was saying that by dehydrating the baby, withholding food, withholding liquid, they're of course, because they're going to be emaciated and they're going to be dying for thirst and food and sustenance, that they would then suck harder. So then they would do that. Are you saying that they would do that to babies?
Mm-hmm.
And then pass these babies to these predators?
Yes. And there's one professor who, I think it might be the UCLA one, and they've been protesting at UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Tramo, who I think he was the one. The email says they will suck more vigorously. These are actual emails. And he also said, if you play the voice of the mother, they will suck more.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's real.
Okay.
That literally is written.
Let me come in as devil's advocate for just a minute here. And I don't even
100%.
know.
I welcome it.
I don't even know if there's a way to, and if there's an entry point for that. What else could he be explaining that for? Why else would anybody need to know that?
I mean, he was a baby specialist, so
okay,
maybe to help, maybe
could the argument be
teaching women to breastfeed better?
Well, I was just gonna say, could the argument be that? But were these emails to Epstein?
Yes.
Okay, because
after these people had been on the island.
Okay, because and tell me if if this is a correct scenario or if there's no way this would work out. But if I were someone who just gave birth and I was struggling with breastfeeding and latching, my baby also wouldn't take a bottle, and I was, losing it. And I reached out to this specialist and said, hey, what can I do? And they're like, dehydrate them. They'll suck harder. They'll latch. They want to hear your voice. Those things all track.
Yeah.
Why they would need to route that message through Epstein to me, is there any world in which why that would happen?
Years after he was a known sexual predator.
And he wasn't in these emails saying, hey, give Jane this tip or advice. It was just to Epstein.
Yeah.
For Epstein to have that
a lot
knowledge.
of the names are redacted, so it could have been other people.
Okay.
Epstein's name, I don't really think is redacted.
Yeah, no.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
But people were CC'd onto these messages.
So he was receiving this at some point.
And replying.
And replying.
There's when people say 3 million just dumped, it's literally one email, a
couple sentences.
Not
a thread. Yeah.
Right. And then you'll get the next file is going to be the reply with the first one. Mm-hmm. The next one's going to be the next reply with the first two.
Yep.
So it's not 3 million individual. It is a lot, but it's not that
It's more
tremendous.
Threads and the whole sequence of everything.
If you can get to the bottom of each thread of each email and have the whole email, then your time is used better. And that's where AI is coming in to do this for us. But yeah, no, they are corresponding back and forth, and that's in writing. Imagine what they're talking about on the phone.
I mean, so that was kind of the question I wrote down that I was actually going to table for later is what morons are putting all of this in email? I mean, that seems crazy to me.
Yeah.
If you're trying to be so secretive and use code words and all this, why not have the conversations in person? I get it. Maybe not over the phone because of wiretapping and recording, but emails, that's a digital footprint. What are you even thinking?
Yeah.
But we love to see it. We love to see when people are dumb and do that because then here we are.
Right.
So
I think one thing I want to
I
don't want to forget about is, and again, I welcome anyone to prove me wrong because I hope to fucking hell this is not true. But when we mentioned jerky, that was the more elite human meat is what I'm interpreting this as. There were emails from people, redacted names again, saying, hey, I have 68 pounds of jerky in my freezer. I'm not sure what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
There were emails of, I need more jerky. I'm going to send it to the lab.
Okay.
Okay. There were, what were the other emails?